Today we're going to make a pin cushion, and this pin cushion is for you to store your needles so you don't lose your needles and just lay them on the table and they roll off. So I got 2 pieces of felt and I cut them. We're going to make an apple pin cushion. Here's the stem. There's 2 pieces of felt. I cut in kind of a sharp, like a heart shape. They don't have to be perfect. Imperfect is perfect. Put that in there, and this is how we're going to sew it together. I'm going to pin my stem to the apple so it doesn't come apart, and then also it keeps the pieces together so I can sew them. I'm going to sew all the way around, and I'm going to keep a part open because I want to stuff it with stuffings. Okay, so I'm going to get some thread, just arm's length, because I'm going to double it. Now, in order to store this so it doesn't come unraveled, there's a little indent right there, and that's how you store your thread. And when you want a new piece, you just kick it undone, and then you can have a new piece. Get your needle, thread your needle, the 2 ends. I'm going to wrap them around my finger like so, like a little X, and then I roll it off, and then it creates a knot. Now I'm going to hide that knot inside of my stitching, so I'm going to start right here. I'm going to start on the inside first, just fold through one piece, and that will hide my thread inside. I'm going to come back up, and I'm just going to do a whip stitch. Actually, I'm going to come around, and I'm just going to go around and around and around the whole apple until it's all together. Front to back, just keep going round and round. Take your time, you're not in a hurry. Sometimes when you go too fast, you get all tangled up. Doesn't have to be perfect. I always say perfect is perfectly imperfect. You don't want to get too close to the edges because you don't want it to pull undone. You don't have to get too far in either because you don't want it to be too wide. Just right at the edge. And again, there's no wrong way to do this. All you're doing is going round and round and round, over, through, over, through, over, through, over, through. Okay, I left this portion open, so I'm going to sew all the way through. I'll turn it back on when I get to this part. Okay, now I'm coming near the end. I'm going to push that all the way through so it doesn't get in my way. I'm going to continue to sew. For the stem, we're going to change our stitch a little. We're going to do a running stitch. So you're going to go in from the back, and then you're going to go to the back, and then you come back through, and then you go to the back. So it's just front to back. So we can sew our little stitch, our little stem in. Just can't go around it because it'll mess up the shape of your stem. So just go forward and back, front and back, like that. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the rounds, the whip stitch, sorry. Yeah. So I got some stuffing, and this might be a lot. So I'm just going to grab a little bit, and I've sewed my stem in, so I could take this out. I don't need that anymore. I'm going to push the stuffing through that little hole. And you don't have to have a lot, just that much. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, now we're going to continue to sew this up. We're going to just do the whip stitch until we're done. So it's complete and sealed. This is getting in my way, so I'm gonna go this way. Now that's complete, I'm going to go through here, pick up where I threaded through. Doesn't have to be perfect. Go through this way. I'm going to come through the loop here, and that's going to create a knot. I'm going to do it one more time. Go through here, pull it through, come back through that loop before I finish pulling it all the way through, and that's going to create a knot. And now we are done. So now you have your pin cushion. So now when we're working, you just put in your pins so you don't lose them. Okay. Now when you're working, you just have your pins and your needle and thread, and it's ready to go.